Hey, glad to have Heber from Kickin Valentina back on the Marmy Rock Show. He's been a good friend of the show. I've seen Heber. I've seen you play in I don't know how many different states now. So always good having you here, man. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, so what prompted me to get you on the show? Well, two things really did. Was the new album, and but before we talk about the album, let's talk about Sleazy Slimy Sunday first, and tell folks a little bit about that show.
Oh, that's going to be great. The whole weekend, obviously M3 is going to be happening. But Brad, which is an amazing guy, and I'm sure a lot of people know, decided to put something together on that Sunday, because everybody has like that music hangover, as he called it. And so he decided to put a show together afterwards, and and we're just happy to be a part of it. You know, Ted Poe is going to be on there, us, the Fifth, a whole bunch of other bands.
Yeah, Corrupt, and Last Call Messiah.
And Last Call Messiah, yes, absolutely. It's going to be fantastic. So we're very excited.
Yeah, man, we're looking forward to that, too. And as you mentioned, it is really a good thing. You know, I mentioned when I talked to Brad, it's an early start, which is not a bad thing on a Sunday, because folks that want to stay and party after the music's done can do so. Folks that got to work Monday can still get out of there at a reasonable hour and see all these great bands. So, hey, let's talk about Atomic, man. The thing's out now. Tell folks a little bit about that, where it was produced and recorded and all that good stuff.
Super Atomic is our first full-length album under Mighty Music. We signed to a label in Denmark, and we're very excited. We recorded it here in Atlanta with our producer Andy Riley, which worked with countless of famous people. You would have to go to his site and look at everybody that he's worked with, because it's just an amazing amount of people that he's worked with. And what the label wanted to do was to get some music out now. So what they did also was they took our first EP and remixed it and remastered it and put it along with the newer songs that we had, and we have our first full length album, which is doing great. So you can pick it up anywhere.
So, as you know, I'm always intrigued by when bands do this. So you had to pick a first single to come out, and you guys went with Wrong Way. And I always love hearing band stories about how they picked which song would come out first. So is it just luck, or how did that one come out first?
We had the video for Get Ready, and that was kind of the single for the first EP. And, when we were putting together our second EP, right before we got signed, we had decided that Wrong Way was going to be the next video. And once we got all together and talked about it a little bit more with the label and all the guys in the band, we just went ahead and went with that one as far as the single. And, we've had a lot of people go, oh, why didn't you pick this song? Why didn't you pick that song? Why didn't you pick this song? And, it is what it is. There was really no formula. It was just kind of the way, the direction it was going to go. So,
So, hey man, I was we've been on every Monsters of Rock cruise. This year we elected to do the West Coast one, but you guys had quite the adventure. Tell folks a little bit about your involvement with Monsters of Rock cruise.
Well, we just got back from doing the pre-party, the Monsters of Rock pre-party. We did it with the Killer Dwarves and Lynch Mob. And then they invited us to get on board on the East Coast, and which was a great thing that they did, and they asked us, and we were just very thankful for it. And so I guess it's kind of their welcome to the Monsters of Rock family. So hopefully we'll be on some other ones.
Now, did you guys actually play on the ship? I know you did the pre-party with Killer Dwarves and them. Did you do any actual performing, or were we just cruising along the ride?
No, we didn't. They said bring your equipment up on the boat anyway, just in case. We're going to try to find a spot for you guys to play, but we weren't set to play, so it was one of the things where something opened up that we were ready to play. And then obviously when they're handling 40-something bands on a boat, it doesn't always go with schedule. So we would love to play, and hopefully, like I said, we get on the next one and play. But if we just had a good time talking to people and hanging out, and, and it's just, so we were a part of it, we just didn't get to play.
I'm sure you got some great exposure from that pre-party, though. And hey, what was your personal highlight of the cruise, man? Did you have like one of those moments that just sticks out as like, wow, the cool rock and roll moment?
They're just, it's always a cool rock and roll moment, just, hanging out one-on-one with fans. I mean, that to us is just probably the number one thing. Just being able just to sit and just talk about something besides, music all the time, and just in a different atmosphere. Even though the whole boat revolves around music, it was really cool just to share a drink with somebody and, talk about families and dogs and things like that. So, I mean, I think that's probably one of the highlights of me personally, is just meeting some fans that have been following us since day one, and they've never got to see us, and they got to see us at the pre-party, and we were hanging out with them on the boat. I mean, that was really, really something cool.
So there's something that I'm excited about for your event. You kind of mentioned the label being out of Denmark. Is that you've been getting a lot of attention over in Europe? Is that due to the fact that you've got a Denmark label, or is it just did it happen the other way around?
I think it kind of happened the other way around, or maybe a combination of both. We were getting some press from the beginning in Europe, and once this label stepped in, I think it obviously helped a lot more tremendously. That's why we're leaving for Europe in May 9th. We're going to start a tour over there. It was just kind of a combination of both. Everything just happening at good timing, and just organically happen. And I mean, we're pumped. We really are.
So you haven't played over there yet, right? This will be the first time.
Yeah, this will be the first time Kickin Valentina will play there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you had a chance to talk to any other bands, get like any tips from other folks that maybe have toured Europe before? Do you expect it to be different than touring over here?
It's not so much as different, and yeah, we've talked to other bands and stuff like that. I mean, they say that the people in Europe appreciate rock and roll more. That's one of the biggest things. We have pockets in the U.S. where it's very rock and roll oriented, and some that are not. And a lot of people say that Europe, it's just they still love their rock and roll, and they buy their albums and things like that. So, we're just very excited to get in front of new people, and that's our goal all the time. Let us play in front of new people all the time.
Yeah, one of the things I saw on your schedule is pretty cool. Something called the Nordic Noise Festival over in Denmark.
Yes.
That looks like a cool gig.
Yes, yeah. We're going to be playing with Mike Tramp over there, and Mustache, and some other cool bands. There's quite a few of them. So that's going to be very, very cool. It's a 2-day festival that they have over there that we get invited to play in, which is pretty exciting.
Hey, I saw you guys are in like your music's in some kind of a movie or something. Here I Go Again. What's that all about?
Yes, we have our track "Get Ready" in that movie "Here I Go Again." When they were putting it together, they called us, sent us an email, and asked us if they could use one of our tracks for their opening sequence, and of course we were like, yes, absolutely. We also have 2 other songs in a movie called, it's a horror movie that hasn't come out yet, so we don't know exactly when it's coming out. It's called The Altered. We have our song Get Ready on there, and also Alone.
Awesome, man. So not only are they touring musicians, they're movie stars of sorts now. So, Heber, it's always a good time talking to you, man. Sleazy Slimy Sunday is May the 1st. And that's a Bradley Entertainment show. And yours truly, K-Rock, will be hosting that event, by the way, so get to introduce you guys again. That's always a pleasure. And, man, I'm looking forward to seeing you up there. And the full-length album is called Super Atomic from Kickin Valentina. Heber, thanks so much for talking with us on the show today.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. I look forward to seeing you on May 1st.